Hi. You alright? Yeah. Yeah, it's late, you know. I was waiting for the bus as well. You been out here for long? Yeah, me too. It's a bit of a piss take, isn't it? Not for another 2 hours. Bloody hell. It's a bit cold, yeah. Well, I guess if we're gonna be here for a while, might as well get introduced. What's your name? That's good. That's good. My name's Vox. It's a weird one, I know. Pleasure to meet you. So my story, I just came from a bit of a family do, you know, a bit of a late New Year's, and they give me this big crate of beers, and I'm supposed to be on my way home now, but I missed my bus. I've missed my bus, and they've all gone to sleep. I don't have a key, so I'm stuck out here now in the freezing cold, with freezing cold cans of beer in my hands, and I've got nowhere to go. So, what about you? What are you doing stuck out here, huh? I mean, very forward of you to invite me home, but unfortunately I think we're both waiting for the bus, aren't we? So if I'm on my way and you're on your way, I might as well just go back to mine. But that doesn't mean we can't have a little chit chat while we wait. Hey. Fancy one? Come on. Come on, it's fancy. It's unique. What is this? Brewdog? Juice Shack. Yeah. Session any IPA. I don't know what that stands for, but hey, bottoms up. It's not bad. What do you mean beer from a stranger? It's closed. What am I going to have done to this? It is a sealed can. You got nothing to worry about. Go on. You normally this paranoid. No, I shouldn't say that. It's good to be wary. You never know what kind of characters are around there. You don't know what technology they've got to alter the content of a can of beer. I'm a stranger. Well, that is true. That is true. They do teach you that in school, don't they? Don't talk to strangers. But you can, you know, come on. We're both big adults. We got to get through the cold somehow. If we're not going to huddle like penguins, perhaps people huddle by talking. You know, like the warmth of community. Well, no, I'm channeling a load of rubbish now. I'm just pissed off. I'm just really pissed off. It's already been a long day. You know how it is. You know how it is when you have to spend so much time around family, and you love your family. You love your parents, but it's always a bit much. And then you go home, and you're on your way home. You're already tired. It's freezing cold. Get red. You get red from drinking. Oh no, go on. I got to see this now. What's the problem? If you're red, surely that means you're flushed and then you're warming up. Hmm. Oh, you did? That's interesting. Yeah. So you know about me then? Well, yeah, I had this interview come out recently. I'm quite pleased with it. Really happy I got to sort of talk about it. You know, I love my manager, and how'd it go? It went well. I think I often worry that I say too much. I talk a little much, and you read it back, and that interview is very long, big paragraphs. You know, big paragraphs. But I think people seem to enjoy it. A lot of people on social media saying it made them cry, which is nice. I like making people cry. Not in a weird way, but I guess if you connect with someone like that. Yeah, you know me. What, are you a fan? Little kid in a water park looked like me. Alright, now that... I think you're thinking of somebody else. You might be thinking of my cousin. Or maybe there's this guy I knew from college. Kind of looked like that. I don't know. But I've been very grateful. I've been very grateful for all the opportunities and the whole two wolves thing. You know, there are two wolves inside of you is quite funny. Using that as an analogy, but it is really true. I mean, I think right now, what I'm trying to do is try and find a way of just doing something for everyone, but also something for myself. I mean, look at where we are. It's not a usual setting for a chat, but I thought it would be interesting. Thought it'd be interesting to be out in the cold. Shall I tell you? So I do this streaming thing, right? The other day, I was working on a thumbnail for that stream, and for some reason in my schedule, you might have seen it, I put the title or like the little subheading as just telling you my onion, because it's a funny little thing, right? It's a funny thing. You call, that's what I would say, if I'm giving my opinion, I'd say, oh, that's just my onion about it, because they're spelt similarly, you know. Then I made a thumbnail. It was the stupidest thing I've ever made, and I made this whole thing, and then I was like, I don't know what what this even is supposed to be. I don't know what the point of this is. I made it, and I just kind of looked at it, and I was like, ain't nobody clicking on this. Ain't nobody clicking on this, you know. I should show it to you. Where is it? Yeah, I got it. Do you hear that? Sorry, it's my phone. Got it on. Must put that on silent. It's so distracting. Check this out. Like, what was I thinking? Like, what was I thinking with this? Like, yeah, it's funny and all, but what was actually the point of me with a thought bubble thinking about onions? In the middle of, like, a forest? What was I thinking with this? I was thinking about onions. I guess so. The middle of the middle of the bloody forest. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's a hard life when you're locked out. God. Just got to keep an eye out. Just got to keep an eye out. Onion food tier list one. I'd put them all at the top. I'd put them all on the highest tier because onions are so good. I was taking a walk through the forest and I was thinking about onions. Or maybe I'll reuse that. Maybe I'll use that thumbnail another time. You know? Maybe I'll use that thumbnail on a different stream. And then I can make it about onions. Like, actually, like this is the onion stream. What? Why don't you like onions? Are there any onion games? Maybe. Maybe. Remember what Zaddy said? But why? 5% opacity? Oh, that's funny, that is. That is funny. Just have it laid over. What, are you seeing something? Suddenly I'm kind of hungry. I don't know, I kind of feel like having some onions, you know, like onion bhajis or something. Ichiko, thank you very much for the super. Oh. That's so sweet of you to say. Yeah, I hope I get to keep doing this kind of thing. I'm sure I will. I'm sure I will get to keep bringing a lot of creativity and trying to create new things. I hope I can keep making you proud. I think that's the main thing, is that I do really want to make people proud. You know, I can't tell you what it's about. But just over the last few days, I've been writing a treatment for a new film, and I've no idea if I'm going to be able to make it or not. It's purely in like an ideas stage at the moment. But if I did make it, it would be nothing. It would be nothing like the Demon Hungers or like Minotaur or anything else. It'd be very different and very kind of, I guess, fantastical, very sort of symbolic, I think. Something I think that would require as little knowledge of me as possible, something that's just kind of its own beast. You know? It's ambitious, definitely, like in concept, but if I did get to make it, then I think it would be good fun. Is it about my two wolves? Not really. Not really. Because before, I've only ever really made films that are about my past. Or, you know, a period from my past. The Minotaur is a little different. And I guess it would be more similar to that. But more than anything, I think it would be sort of like a news story. You know. It's almost like I'm not going to tell you. It's almost like something from the mind. Mixed media, sort of. I think. Well, kind of. Kind of. I was on the phone with my dad a few days ago as well, and he was saying that I should write a book, and I feel like I could do that. It depends on the sort of story. You're very sweet. You're very sweet. What a coincidence that I should meet such a big fan. Out here while waiting for the bus. Well, it's been a pleasure. See, I don't know what I'd write a book about. There's all kinds of things, but I guess I feel somewhat spoiled for choice. Misty, thank you. Sounds amazing. Well, thank you. I'll certainly do my best. My favorite author. I've not even published anything yet. I did think about that. Definitely want to do a stream where we write a children's book. I think that would be really, really sweet and nice. I'd like that. Well, thanks for the gifted, Mikhail. I'm gonna be honest. I've had like one half of this small-ish can of beer, and I'm like, ooh. Did not expect that. I mean, I've eaten plenty today, but I don't know. Maybe it's because I've not had anything to drink for a few weeks. Suddenly, I'm just like, oof. Wow. And Misty, thanks for the gifted as well. That's happy birthday. I think your English is lovely. Personally, I think your English is beautiful. Wallflower, I missed you. I have no doubt in your creativity. It's funny. I don't think I do either. I do believe in like my ability to have ideas and think about stories and stuff. I think that what I worry about is either being too ambitious and, you know, having ideas that I can't back up, or maybe just having an idea that I don't really follow through with. gosh, you're being so lovely to me. Hiyoko, thank you for the gifted as well. And Alice, thank you so much. What's up with this? We're just waiting for the bus and you're being so... So I suppose it's not every day we get to see each other like this. What should I do if I can't find a boyfriend? Look no further. You found him. If you can't find a boyfriend, you should stay here with me, because none of those other guys will treat you well. You gotta just trust me, because I can do any. Nobody could do what I can do. It's like the age-old saying. Other guys will just feed you lies, but I'll take you to Mickey D's. Just think about that. Just think about that. You can go anywhere. You can go anywhere. I'm just quoting the guy. How to do Yuri. If you want to do that, you can just do that. Don't need me for that. That's something I can't help you with. You write film treatments with music tailored to your vision. Yeah, usually the idea will come from a song. Sometimes I'll listen to a song and it will just, something just appears in my head to that song. I guess the issue with that approach is that sometimes if I really love a song and some idea or story sort of pops up, then it'll feel really powerful when I love the song. But then if I ever get sick of that song, it's kind of like, oh, I sort of lose interest, which I think is the problem. But some songs are good enough that it never happens. Angelio, thank you so much. What are you proposing to me at the bus stop? It's very romantic. You've been following me, supporting me for so long. And now here we are, out here in person at the bus stop. Well, I suppose you're trying to get me to kiss you in real life too. Mela, thank you. And Yam, thank you so much. Yeah, I know we just met, but hey. We live once, right? Isn't that crazy? I must be getting a little crazy. Drinking too many of these beers. No. Yeah, exactly. How often do you get to have a little liaison with with a handsome stranger. We don't have to worry about it. We're going to get on the bus and then go our separate ways. How to pull women. Well, I would say that the best way to pull anybody is to be genuinely, you know what they say about nice guys, quote unquote. Always like, I'm such a nice guy. Why don't women like me? Well, I think that in actuality, I think women really do like nice guys. The problem is that you have to be actually nice. And being actually nice means you're not entitled to anything. If you're genuinely kind, then I think that's a very admirable quality, and a lot of people will like you. Another one is to just be yourself. If you're funny, and you're into what you're into, you may not attract everybody, but the certain people who are into what you've got, well, they'll love it. Trust me. Even if you're like, if you think you're ugly or you think you're not attractive at all, there are so many people that you would think are way out of your league that will fall head over heels for you if you've got a really glowing personality. And I know that sounds fucking typical, but it is true. It is true. Very lively. It's a coincidence. I feel like I've been having a recurring dream about someone just like you for a long time. Most attractive thing a man can do is take no for an answer. I think this is true. I think this is true as well. It's like if you say, if a guy comes up and says, hey, can I buy you a drink? And then you say, oh no, I'm not really interested. And he says, all right, no worries. Hey, you have a good night. And then turns around. I'm almost like, oh, come back. Like, wait, why did he handle that so well? So how do you feel? I dreamt I made such a dog shit meal I woke up crying. That is so sad. That is so sad. You know what I've had? I've been having a recurring dream. I've now had a dream twice. I had a dream twice that I needed to check it was real. I had a dream that I found this song called "The Quiet Earth" by Thomas Brandon on Licked. It's like a relative. It's not a very well-known song, but I dreamt that I found it on there and thought, "Oh, I love this song. I can use that in a stream." And then I dreamt that, and then I checked, and it wasn't actually there. And I thought, "Oh no." And then last night I dreamt that again, that specific song was on there. And then I checked again, and it wasn't. And I was like, what? Why do I keep dreaming about this one random synth song being on this website, and then it's not there when I check in real life? Like, it's such a believable dream that I keep going and looking. Maybe they should add it. Maybe they should. I don't tend to have recurring dreams, but like, why on earth am I having a recurring dream about that? Beef core. We got to put beef core on there. That's right. Gosh, you really are up to date. You're a super fan, aren't you? More. Lulu Ayori. Thank you for the super. Arigato. Glad I can encourage you. Angelia. Aku super. Wow, thank you. I don't know what to say today, but I want you to know that you're the only one for me. I love you more with each passing day. Aww. I love you too. Yeah, it's a little crazy, isn't it? Just stood at the bus stop. I know I do. Whiny. Shit, you wanna hold hands with me? Fuck it, we're at the bus stop. We've already kissed. Why not? Aren't you cold? No, I never get cold. I'm always warm. And I can get kinda cold sometimes. But not really. On the inside, I'm always warm. I guess that just means when it gets really, really, really cold, I'm more vulnerable to it, maybe, but... How am I supposed to survive in this rotten world? You must be always 2 steps ahead. If there's anything I've learned, life will find a way to pull the rug out from under you at any moment. You never know what it's going to do to you next. Maybe you'll get sick, maybe something will happen at work. Maybe some big disaster will happen. And life is hard enough just in the day-to-day without big disasters pulling it all away. And it can feel all like some big cruel joke when you're struggling to pull your resources together and then the richest people in society just seem to keep getting richer and richer and richer and richer. It's a terrifying thing, isn't it? And here we are, stood in the freezing cold waiting for the bus, while some people are flying private jets wherever they need to go. I mean, how do you survive? Take stock of what you have. Every advantage you've got, every little thing that could possibly make your life easier. And you use it. You use it to the best possible extent that you can. Because there are people out there that are using all the tricks in the book for the most evil, despicable things that you could possibly imagine. Spreading hatred and all sorts, purely for the benefit of lining their own pockets. If you know that in your heart that you intend for the best for everyone around you, then use every advantage that you possibly can. Make a plan. No matter what happens, there will be recourse. There will be something, some far-off idea that you can use to make things better. And something that helps me sometimes. Treat yourself like you are the hero of your own impossible story. When you know that there's so little you could have done, and when you know that anyone would be struggling in your position, just believe. Believe that it will be better. Believe that you have something to slay. Believe that there's a sword in your hand and that your problems are some terrible dragon. Because those are the things we tell stories about. Those are the things that people line up in droves to go and see at the cinema. And while you might have been comfortable and you might have had a greater life, if that dragon never came upon you, the stories you'll have to tell when you do slay it will be far more than you ever would have had you just been peaceful throughout your life. So carry on and remember to slay. Say, thank you for the super. I'm glad you liked the interview. Makes me really happy that it was so effective emotionally. I think I'm handsome. Well, I think you're very pretty. Thank you. Yep. The world is fucked up. Oh, you want to kiss me again? Alright. Jesus. Guess it helps us stay warm. Maybe we can huddle together like penguins after all. Can't see my eyes. I think you can see them just fine. I love you too, Rosie. I think the creative spark is the best way of surviving a terrible time. You know, right now, outside of work and outside of being stuck for the bus, there's a whole lot of things that are kind of making life hard. But I think what I've been experiencing recently is that when things do get really hard, when you start to appreciate, I think there's just something about pain that makes art better. There's something about suffering that gives you this, it imbues you with this voice. It imbues you with this creative voice that feels so much more powerful. I don't know. Suddenly the ideas that you have, it's kind of miraculous. What it could be almost is that suffering imbues you with anger. And I think anger makes you selfish. And I think that selfishness leads to confidence, and confidence leads to good art. Because if you're confident, then there's a lot that you will write or draw or whatever that is more in tune with the self than it would otherwise be. Kuroyuri, thank you. I love you too. Daisuki. So I'm feeling you are creating art. No, that's true. Well, happiness is a wonderful thing, and I think we all want to be happy, don't we? You make me happy. You make me happy every day. But some sadness is unavoidable, and I think that the texture that suffering brings to life is invaluable. It's like imagine a work of art made by someone who had never suffered a day in their lives. I just don't think it'd be very interesting. You know? Maybe I'm a bit cynical, but I feel this way about a lot of the, not all of them, but some of these like indie musicians with parents' names who are purple on Wikipedia. You know, if you can click on their parents' names and it's like, oh, okay, I clearly see how they've gotten a start in music so effectively. A lot of it just kind of sounds very plain and a bit nothing to me, you know? When someone paints a really beautiful landscape, I think that suffering gives you the ability to really appreciate what's beautiful about it. If you've never suffered, then every piece of good in life you simply take for granted. You can sort of see the beauty in things when you know just how unbeautiful life gets sometimes. What might be your favorite ones you've visited so far? My favorite onsen is one that's got you in it. And nobody else. Toscanai, thank you very much for the super. You're not gonna throw a snowball at me in this weather, are you? You better not. You better not throw a snowball at me. I've been so nice giving you all kinds of kisses, and then you're gonna what? You're gonna throw a chunk of snow in my face? Don't make me laugh. Don't make me laugh. If I say no more kisses, you're gonna drop that snowball right away. Yeah, you won't. You won't. Luna, thank you. Oh, I love you too. Proud of you, okay? Proud of you. You're so boring. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I've been out in the cold for hours already. I don't want to get hit with a snowball, okay? It's reasonable. Good Flames, thank you. Oh yeah, of course, the hypnosis stream. Now that's true. No, that's true. I'm really looking forward to it because I used to go to hypnotherapy, because I used to have this chronic fear of illness and particularly vomiting. I used to have this like chronic fear. I'm not sure where it came from. It just came up and I was like, oh my God. I just used to get so upset and scared when I thought about that. So I had hypnotherapy, and I had this hypnotherapy CD that would help me sleep. And really, I'm just gonna like, I think we did so great when I practiced it before. But all I want to do is, I think, just wing it. I'm just gonna go through live, and read it out, and then a little members bit. I'm going to use the continuation thing that swaps it over to a members stream, so we can do the sleeping thing, and then at midnight JST swap it over to members, and then I'll still have the ASMR mic on, and then we can just, you know, and then we can just have a little chat together. How is your voice so deep? I don't know. It just is this way. One day when I was a boy, suddenly I woke up one morning and it sounded like this, and that is how it has been ever since. Oh, Faith, thank you so much. Passion for singing. Wow. I bet you've got an incredible singing voice. I'm sure you will. I'm sure you'll get to share that with me someday. Imagine waking up as a boy. You would know what that's right. That's like, right? You are a boy. I always hate that. Cerulia, thank you for the super. I always hate when I leave my headphones. I gotta have my music when I'm walking. I gotta have my music. Yeah, good thing we have each other to talk to. Hey babe, thank you so much for that. Aku super. My sweet, kind, lovely girl, thank you. Phone loud as hell. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. Feeling a bit shy today, but I really appreciate it. Thank you. If you were a girl for today, but your voice was the same, would you try to use your Voxam voice or just roll with it? I think it'd be kind of funny. I think it'd be kind of funny to jump scare people, you know? To spend a day as like a very, very traditionally feminine appearing woman and then go to the shops and be like, "You're right, mate." I wonder if I feel like if I was a trans woman, I'd probably get a big kick out of doing that. You know? I would want to like just to like prank people. I think it'd be funny. Because obviously while you're training your voice to be more feminine, I'm sure that many trans women choose not to. And if I'm not sure what I would do because I'm so attached to my voice. I mean, obviously, you know, I'm a man and I like being a man and that's that. But I think that would be kind of interesting. So cute, thank you. Succubus. Had a nightmare where you were yelling awful stuff? Oh wow. Nightmares do suck, but I hope you know I would never say those things to you. I hope you know I'd never say those things to you. Because I love you, you know? Misty, can you meow? I can do the meow from the cat with the deepest voice ever. Bow. Whoa. No. This is Jag. Bow. His voice a little deeper than most cats. Like, bro. His voice isn't just deeper than most cats. His voice is deeper than yours, bro. Wow. Now. Buh. Whoa. You gotta imagine. You gotta imagine the fear. Imagine that was your cat, and then you wake up in the middle of the night, and then you just see him in the corner here, and you go, no. Venus, thank you. Made a new big decision. Sometimes you won't know, but I truly don't think that there is any one right path in life. It's important to remember that when you do things, you do your best with what you have at the time. So you must live life with no regrets. When you make decisions, even if they're bad ones, you remember that at the time you did your best with what you had at the time. Just live in the now. You ever read The Power of Now? Live in the now. We spend so much time worried about the future or regretful of the past, but what's happening right now? Just live in the now. Right now, I'm stood opposite a really beautiful kindred whose eyes glow in the snow and with the lamppost behind me. And we're snuggled up. We're spending a few hours together waiting for the bus, having a few kisses here and there, and to me, that's pretty fucking good. So just think about the now. And then all your regrets from the past don't matter, and your worries about the future don't matter either. Angelia, you want my scarf? Of course you do. Come here. Tried to make a nice sound there. I think I just blew people's ears off. Didier, thank you for the super. And Jiayu, thank you very much. Drop my phone? How could I drop my phone? My phone's put away. My phone's in my pocket. I'm giving you my full attention. Everybody pay attention. This is my pretty boy swap. Johan, thank you very much for the super as well. I love you too. LNK, thank you for the super. And Palette Ghost, thank you. You got engaged? Wow. Wow. I'm so proud of you. I'm jealous, but I'm proud. Very proud. But I am so jealous. Whoever you got engaged to is very lucky. Akuma, thank you for the super. I love old school children's literature. Certain truth or lesson to be learned. There are works that seem to embrace me. On a night will you read me a little story like that? I love it too. I love it too. I mean, you've heard me talk about it before, but the Lorax, right? When I actually read the original book, I get chills. I think it's so powerfully written. So powerfully written. Like even as a big adult, it is woof. Let's see if I can get this up. I'm an idiot. So I got my phone out. I wanted to find do you like the sound of my phone's keyboard, by the way? It's very creamy. I wanted to find a PDF of the Lorax that I could read, but instead I typed the Lorax PNG, so now I just have a bunch of pictures of him. Midwest Avenger, thank you. Weird to ask a stranger for a late birthday kiss? Not at all. You only live once, right? Who's gonna tell us off, right? Two strangers wanna have a kiss under the moonlight. Who's gonna tell us not to, huh? Faith, thank you for the super. Not at all. Not at all. Tend to dream, thank you for the super. Good night, my sweet thing. Sleep well, alright? If you want to take a nap while you're standing up in the snow, no, I'll wake you up in a second, don't you worry. I'm just reading. I found it. Like the end of the Lorax. It's very beautifully written. The rhyming scheme, I think, is so stunning. That was long, long ago, but each day since that day, I've sat here and worried away. Through the years, while my buildings have fallen apart, I've worried about it with all of my heart. But now, says the Onceler, now that you're here, the word of the Lorax seems perfectly clear. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. So, catch, calls the Onceler. He lets something fall. It's a truffula seed. It's the last one of all. You're in charge of the last of the truffula seeds, and truffula trees are what everyone needs. Plant a new truffula, treat it with care. Give it clean water and feed it fresh air. Grow a forest, protect it from axes that hack. Then the Lorax and all of his friends may come back. I feel like I get choked up because it's so simple and it's so understandable, and yet that language is so powerful and strong. It's very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. And such a strong message. I talk about this so often, but such a strong message to give to children. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, it's not going to get better. It's not. The idea of telling that to a child and yet they understand and learn, it's wow. Because I think that a lot of children's media doesn't really have respect for children, and yet children are very wise, aren't they? To be so young so as to be unaffected by life and the way it wears you down, that brings a unique sort of clairvoyant wisdom. And I think that to treat children with the respect that they would understand the severity of an issue like that, it's very poignant and very, I guess, prescient, you know. Gosh, I'm getting sleepy. All right, I got 2 more beers here. What we got? Ooh. So we got Clockwork Tangerine Session IPA or Rain Beer Festive Lager. Ooh. Gonna be honest, I've always been more of a lager man myself. Let's try the Rain Beer. Wow. That is stunning. That is really stunning. It's sort of got some mulled spice in there. Now that's nice. Now that is a lovely lager, that is. Are you trying bears? Yes, yes, no. I've fought many bears with my bare hands, no pun intended. Much to consider. You're funny. You're funny, you are. Okay, so riddle me this. You know the hypothetical about whether you would choose the man or the bear If it was a choice between me or a bear, what would you choose? Hmm? Lily, thank you. Give me courage to be open and trust others. Thank you for being my happiness. Aww. Love you too. You picked me, thank God. Unfortunately, I have something to tell you. I am a bear. You know why they call me Akuma, right? Shit, I'm changing. No, I'm changing. I'm a werebear, you see. And under a full moon, I become a bear. Get ready to get mauled, baby. I'm about to drag you back to my cave. We're gonna make some cubs. Like in Baldur's Gate 3, precisely. Precisely. I've seen the druid bear sex scene. It's very crazy. Fade, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I know you do. Would you rather bear or other bear? I don't know. Bear or other bear? I choose you. He will never be Akuma. Spits out cereal. I would like to eat cereal with you. I would like us to wake up together and eat cereal together. And then if something surprises us, we can spit out cereal together. He will never wake up in a new Bugatti. It's probably one of the funniest songs to me. I woke up in a new Bugatti. I saw a video once of a guy in one of those motorized wheelchairs. You know, a disabled person who had like one of those, motorized wheelchairs, but they had a speaker on it and they were blasting that song on there. And I just thought, fuck yeah, if you're stuck in a wheelchair, you might as well find a way to imbue it with swag. Pimp my scooter. Imbued wheelchair. It's like it's like a RPG thing. Imbue your wheelchair with the power of flight. It's one thing I always detest about the whole the whole woke conversation. As I think somebody had a D&D character that was like in a wheelchair, and a bunch of people saying that, oh, woke has gone mad. And it's like, not only is that like just a character somebody has made, but also I think that's kind of cool, the idea of someone who's a competent fighter who has found a way to make a wheelchair work. I'm like, that's kind of sick, honestly. I think that's a really unique design for a character, especially if they're like a melee character, and they've like got their own mobility skill. and they're able to like duck and dive and weave in combat while in a wheelchair. That's sick. That's cool. You know? People are in wheelchairs in real life, not because of woke, but because they have, you know, for some reason either lost function in their legs or due to chronic pain or whatever it is. Those people are real. They exist. Do a reaction for Epic the Musical. Okay, here we go. This is my reaction to Epic the Musical. There you go. Oh, Lulu. It's alright. Distance makes the heart grow fonder. I'm glad you get a chance to rest up and listen to me today. I missed you. The only line I remember from Epic the Musical is, I'm just a man. That's the only one that's coming to mind. It was good. It was definitely good. But I feel like it's very much in the same genre of musical as Hamilton, and it's so difficult to compare to Hamilton because Hamilton, Lin-Manuel Miranda might be cringe, but his pen is undeniable. I mean, Jesus Christ, the rhymes in Hamilton are absolutely, kind of second to none. Lyricism, and I mean, I know that what Twitter loves to do is that whenever something is universally loved for a little while, people show up who are just like, actually, it sucks. Hamilton does not suck. Hamilton is an unbelievable piece of literature, and the lyricism there is unbelievable. I know people like to hate Lin-Manuel Miranda because he's kind of cringe, you know, kind of like millennial cringe. Who cares? When his writing is that good, it's allow it. As far as I'm aware, allow it. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. Only he could write a retelling of, you know, the liberation of America and the era of the founding fathers in rap and have it work that well, you know. My little brother watch you, he is under 16. Tell him to stop. Tell him to get the fuck out of here. This is not for under 18s, and I will reiterate that as many times as it takes. Kaichi, thank you for the super. Oh, of course I can hold your hand, Kaichi. I'm sorry to hear that you're feeling claustrophobic. I love you too. Medical anxiety is really scary. It's almost like you're kind of at the mercy of whatever your body like decides to do. But a lot of the time it's not as much to worry about as you think. It's funny. With my recent rat problem, I've been worried so much about catching hantavirus because it's quite dangerous. And I thought, like, oh, if I'm ever exposed to anything rat, then I gotta be so careful. Then I had my pest control friend round, you know, just to go and check things out. And he was there, and he found one that had been caught in a trap, and he disposed of it. And he said, "Oh, I wouldn't worry about it. Yeah, I've been, you know, I've been, you know, handling dead rats for 30 years, and I've never caught anything." I was like, Jesus. All right, I guess it's a rat problem. Did I get my smells checked? Yes, it was yet another dead rat underneath the cabinets in my kitchen, which was removed. So thank God for that, eh? Thank God that was removed. It didn't smell like a dead rat to me. It just kind of smelt like weird stuff. But I guess it was a dead rat who had been stricken with rigor mortis after he was caught in the trap a long time ago. Can I check your smells too? What? Do you want to go and sniff the dead rats at my house? Magna, no, it wasn't you. Don't worry. Don't worry, you didn't die. Also, I've not seen your profile picture close up. Is that what rat is that from? Because my head is telling me it's a rat from World of Warcraft, but I think I'm wrong. I don't know. Yeah, no furniture affected. And to be honest, my office doesn't smell like durian at all, really. I don't really understand what the worry was about opening durian in my office, because the smell is completely dissipated now. Like, it just vanished immediately the moment I got rid of the fruit. It's the RuneScape rat. Well, I'm not a fake RuneScape. That's from RuneScape 3. That's not from OSRS. I know an OSRS rat when I see one. An OSRS rat literally looks like 2 polygons with a single, like, pink strand for a tail. That's from RS3. I don't recognize that. Real RuneScape player. Is the air different in the UK? I think it is. Because having been to Japan so many times and having been obviously living in the UK for the past 100 years, there is a distinct smell. The biggest thing is the smell. The moment I walk out at Heathrow Airport, after I get my flight back from Japan, and I walk out at arrivals at Heathrow, you smell the air. And it is so different. The air, I think it's because Japan is very humid. But the air in the UK is so crisp. It's so crisp. There's something so like, and I think it's like, it's a very green country. You know, there's lots of, even London has very many trees and parks all over the place. Like many, but I think London, I believe there was a study, it's got some of the cleanest air in any country. But like, you can really tell when you go to the UK, you can really smell sort of the clean air. UK is hella cold. It is. The UK is cold as shit right now, as you can tell. I mean, look at this, right? It is fucking freezing right now. Oh, in Aberdeen. Aberdeen! Not been Aberdeen for a long time. No, I don't think I have been to Aberdeen. I've been to Ullapool. Ullapool. Gosh. Love Scotland. I love Scotland. You guys have been to Scotland? I went on, some mates of mine drove the NC500 a few years ago. Around the north of Scotland. Went all the way up to, oh, what's it called? Thurso, right at the top of the country. Just, yeah, really, you know, had a deep fried Mars bar, all of that. Went down to Ullapool. Just these beautiful little places with the most stunning scenery. The most stunning scenery. I'll tell you, if I shoot a film in live action with real locations, I'd want to shoot it in Scotland. 100%. I would love to shoot a film in Scotland because the mountains there are so stunning. They are just beautiful. Kimiona, thank you for this. Thank you for the super. Guiding words, of course. Hard times will come around every once in a while, but they won't stay. The differentiating factor, the difference, is what you choose to do. In times like this, choose to have hope, choose to be kind to yourself and to others, and things will be better, I promise. Yes, no, hard to imagine London with clean air. London, the UK, does not look like Children of Men. Children of Men is I believe, post-apocalypse. London is much nicer, much cleaner than that. A lot of, you know, grifters love to give the impression that London is overrun with crime. The UK as a whole is quite safe. The UK as a whole is quite safe. There are obviously, you know, don't be stupid. Like anywhere in the world, there's gonna be crime in places, but the UK as a whole is a safe place. There are, you know, there's lots in place to protect people. The environments, the nature is very well protected. There are lots of laws making sure that the parks and the historical buildings are kept up to code. It's a beautiful place that I love. And I know people like to take the piss out of the UK, but I love it very dearly. They want to give you the impression that it's crime-filled. Saw a fucking video of this guy on a street in London, and he says, "Oh yeah, Now this place, God, they're saying it's the central hub of crime. And then he hears some fucking fire engine, says, "Oh yeah, it's all kicking off now. It's all kicking off. The chaos is about to start." Old lady walks past and says, "You're chatting a load of shit," and then keeps walking. She doesn't look back. That guy was on Oxford Street, which is like center of London, where all the fucking shops are, like major tourist hub. And he went there on an unbusy day and was like, "Oh yeah, all the crime here. You wouldn't believe what London has become like under city." I'm like, bro, it's fine. It is fine. Like, the UK is a very, very, very safe place. It's just silly. It's just downtown. It's the safest part of downtown. It's a big wide street with really good shops on it. And it's like, in broad daylight, nothing is going to happen there unless it's insanely crowded. You might have the odd pickpocket. I've never had my pockets picked while going on Oxford Street, and I've been there when it's really busy. Cindy, thank you for the super. Wearing a thick coat today. I'd rather wrap you up. I'd rather bring you nice and close. Have I ever had my pockets picked, period? I don't think so, because I tend to be very quick-witted, and I tend to just keep things. I tend to keep my pockets filled with things that I will notice if they tend to be stolen. I can always feel things in my pockets, and I always keep them on the front. Like, everybody I know who's had their pockets picked tends to like keep their phone in their back pocket. I'm like, come on, you basically deserve to have it taken at that point. Missy, thank you very much for the super. I want to ask you again, would you ever bring in 2D animation 3D like with the tentacles again? Well, yes, I do have some idea of how to do that. I do have some idea of that. I'm definitely planning on it. He poisoned our water supply. Are we just gonna wait around until he does? That's it. That's what hate does. You just believe that it's like, no, factually this person did nothing. No, factually nothing went wrong. Factually everything is completely fine. And then they just say, like, oh, well, they must have done something. UK gotta have something to do with this. How can I make this about the UK? Vox Akuma got something to do with this. If I were to go to London, you would suggest where I would go? Yes. There are all sorts of lovely places to go in London. Oh. Where would I suggest to go in London? Well, I would say if you want to go for a nice walk, Hyde Park is beautiful. It's a really, really big park. You can go there. I always think Buckingham Palace is nice to see. I've never really gone for the tour or anything like that. I just like to go and see it and then visit the surrounding parks like Hyde Park, Green Park, that sort of thing. In terms of shopping, if you want to go shopping in London, Regent Street is the place to be. That's where you get the nice stuff. Even if you're not going to buy anything, I would highly recommend going to the Burberry store in Regent Street, because I might have been there and bought a couple of things when I was when I was feeling a little fancy about it. I don't really care to buy designer clothes anymore. I bought some, but I was like, it's too expensive for what it is. But I did go there once and bought that tracksuit, that I wore during the Sekiro stream, that I then took off and got naked on stream, which is very funny. But I went there, and I think that it's the beautiful store. It's very well laid out, and they also will treat you very nice while you're buying things, and they'll pour you champagne and stuff like that. So I'd very much recommend checking that out. If you've got money to spend on designer clothes, the place you want to do is at the Burberry store on Regent Street if you're in London. I imagine a lot of you probably are interested in designer clothes. You could get the Burberry tracksuit that I took off to get naked, or you could just, take that money and send it to me in a super chat, and then I'd get naked for you anyway. Line from Madame Tussauds. I actually love Madame Tussauds. I just think it's good fun. I think it's good fun to go and see all the waxworks. I love it. I think I always get a good laugh out of it. I always get a good laugh out of seeing the waxworks. Scares you. I mean, it is a little. Yeah, they should put me. You know what they need? You know what they got to do? Because I got back from Japan at the end of last month, and I was going through Heathrow, and in Heathrow, if you've ever landed there, they've got the kind of the graphics of famous people or British people with their arms outstretched, saying "Welcome to the England. I'm Tim Peake, famous astronaut," all that kind of stuff. They got to get one of me. Welcome to England from Vox Akuma, VTuber. From Vox Akuma, voice demon, mass murderer, and ex-cult leader. Welcome to the England. They got to have one from Jack the Ripper as well. Let's take ibuprofen together. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's the let's take ibuprofen together, but with two. With two arms outstretched. Nix de Bandini. Thank you for the super. As a tropical girly, I suffer at 10 degrees. How do you usually warm up? Well, the way I like to dress if it's very cold. So I have my long black coat. What I like to do is I like to just wear any old shirt and then a sweater of some kind, whether it's a turtleneck or whether it's a kind of a zip-up sweater or some kind of woolly sweater. I'll wear that, and then I'll also put my my long coat. I have a nice long black coat, but I've also got a long brown coat as well. Either one of those. And then I like to wear a scarf and kind of put that, put the scarf down into the coat. And that tends to be how I like to keep warm. And then trousers, my legs don't tend to get cold, so I just wear any old thing that goes with the fit. Okay, sweetheart, I know we've been stood out here in the cold for ages, and we're falling in love at the moment, but I need to pee, so I'm going to go over here and make some yellow snow real quick. So don't go anywhere, alright, or else I'm going to regret it for the rest of my life, okay? Oh, that was good. Oh God, that was needed. That was very much needed. Goodness me. After those beers as well. Oh shit, sorry. Ah, there we go. Hand sanitizer. I don't need to sanitize my hands after touching my own penis. It's mine. It's my own body. They're only my own germs. But then I suppose if I'm going to be holding you, I should probably wash them. Yeah, you are right. Don't. All right, Napoleon. Ram, thank you for the super. Love you too. Well done for 11k steps. Did I draw anything in the snow? Yeah, I drew a portrait of you. Yeah. Because I can't stop thinking about your face running through my mind. Miko, thank you for the super. Daisuki, glad you loved the interview. Love you too. Where's my thing of... Did I bring it with me? Hang on. Let me check my pockets. I really suddenly am craving my thing of sweets that I had. It better be in here. It is! It is in my pocket. See, I've got magic pockets, you know that? I've got magic pockets. The bus... Nora, the bus came and went while I was pissing? Oh, for God's sake... I really am blind and deaf, aren't I? I really am blind and deaf. Christ's sake. Yeah, I got this big box of sweets, I just stuffed it in my pocket. That's the thing about men's pockets, is they're really big. You know, I used to have a pair of jeans with pockets that were so big, I could fit my Nintendo Switch comfortably into my left pocket, and I used to bring it with me like that. Here. Do you want a jelly baby, baby? Can confirm my pockets grew 5 sizes the day I transitioned. That is hilarious. Must be a really strange feeling transitioning, because you must get so used to like the odds and ends, you know. I think that like deep down inside you would feel the change so long before you decide to transition. But then when you socially transition and you're like changing your clothes and you're sort of out, you would notice the little bits and pieces that are different for the opposite sex. And so you would start to suddenly be like, oh, men have it like this. Or, oh, women have it like this. Oh. It's not even that either of them are particularly good or bad. It's just that you suddenly are like, oh. I mean, to be fair, men having big pockets is a really big advantage. I'm very glad. I'm very glad that I get nice big pockets and don't have to worry about carrying a handbag. Ladies, thank you so much for the super. Big high five. Yeah, come on in. I'll wash my hands, alright, now give me a kiss. W bros aware of the trans experience. I'm telling you, it's not that hard. You just need to have empathy, you know? if you've spoken to any trans person, I think that whole experience just kind of becomes a bit obvious. It's like, oh yeah, of course you would experience that, of course. And there's dick flavored candy. Isn't that what you want? Isn't that why you're here? Isn't that why you stalked me and hunted me down at the bus stop? I know why you're here. What, you think that a mega fan of me is just gonna randomly happen upon me and for where I'm waiting for the bus for 2 hours? I know what you're doing. I know that you have been following my location for months. I know just what you've been trying to do. Why do you think I offered you a drink first? Because I'm not going to drink anything from you. I know it's going to be laced with something because you're trying to get me back to your place in pieces or in one. Doesn't matter to you, does it? No. Don't try and... What do you mean, what am I talking about? You know what I'm talking about. This was your big moment. This was your big plan. Your technique is lacking, but it's a good thing I was planning to do the same to you in a few weeks' time anyway. Kind of saved me a lot of time. Oh, you just like the fit? Okay, good. Drawing a wanted poster of a stalker with your pee in the snow. That's it. Oh, you're wondering why, you know, you looked over at what I said was a self-portrait and it said help written in my own piss in the snow. Yeah. Help, please. They are a stalker. They have me at knife point, please. And then Keir Starmer is going to drop in out of a helicopter and he's going to whisk me away. Now, if anyone's helicoptering in, it'd be Boris Johnson. He'd pull a stunt like that. Would you like a cup of tea? No, I'm not answering any questions about that. I simply want to offer you some tea. No. I've as much chance of coming out of a helicopter to save Vox Akuma in the snow as I have of being dying and reincarnated as an olive. Forgot about Bomis Jobson. Yeah, good. I remember playing Jackbox with my friends once, and one of the recurring. It's always great when you get a running joke, you know, when you get a repeating bit that happens. You get a bit that kind of comes back every once in a while. And we had two. There was Bomis Jobson, where this one guy just misspelled Boris Johnson. And we ran with it. We thought it was so funny because we were all drunk. And it was Gromit. You guys know Gromit. You know, the funniest thing to me, I find it so charming. I find it so charming and so cute how in various parts of Asia, I notice a lot in Japan and in Korea as well, is like really getting attached to certain Western characters. Like, why is it? I've heard that in South Korea they love Gromit from Wallace and Gromit. Is this true? Like I've heard this. Is it true they love Gromit? I think that's so sweet because obviously Wallace and Gromit are like iconic British characters. Anyone from Korea can confirm this. That Gromit is huge, like Wallace and Gromit, or just Gromit. I remember last time I was in Japan, when I was out for a walk. I was doing a little Christmas shopping in Shibuya. I ran across like a Wallace and Gromit thing, Also love Gromit like it was a Sanrio character. Yes, it is. Right, that's true. See, that's it. I find it so sweet. I think it's the sweetest, most loveliest thing. Shaun the Sheep! I love Shaun the Sheep too. I love Shaun the Sheep. I love Shaun the Sheep. Yeah, Aardman animation. It's such like a... Aardman is such a sweet thing because it was just one guy, Nick Park, animating it, you know, with his own studio in Bristol. And, you know, and then Wallace and Gromit became so iconic. Just these guys from... I think Wallace and Gromit, it's somewhere northern. It's like Leeds or Wiltshire, wherever it is. Lincolnshire, I don't know, something like that. I also love this. What is to gorometo to? I can't read this kanji. Let me translate this. That's so funny. I've never seen Wallace and Gromit written in katakana before. Shonka. Ah, I see. Hitsuji no shonka. What is to gorometo to hitsuji no shonka? Close shave is a banger. This is true. You know, we got after 7th Seal this week. We need to do a watch along where we do a Wallace and Gromit film. Maybe we should watch Curse the Were-Rabbit. We could almost do a marathon of all the Wallace and Gromits because the earlier ones were short films. You know. Oh, Wrong Trousers is so good. Wrong Trousers is so good. I love... Beware the moon. I tell you what, I love Wallace and Gromit, I do. It's such a core part of my culture. Crackers, Gromit. We've forgotten the crackers. Never seen a Wallace and Gromit movie. It feels weird to me that anyone has not seen Wallace and Gromit. It feels like it's such like a core, at least I guess because I'm British, it feels like it's such a core part of life. Like, I don't think in my life, genuinely, ever since Wallace and Gromit, obviously in modern times Wallace and Gromit is so well known, I don't think I've met a single person from the UK who's not seen Wallace and Gromit, at least one of them. Like, it is British culture. It's like that, Paddington, Peppa Pig, and Bake Off, really, is the television that's, you know, the most sort of culturally relevant. Yukimi, thank you for the super. Lend me that warm-looking scarf. Yeah, I think I'll just keep us nice and close together. Angelia, thank you for the super. Besides London, what other cities in the UK you'd recommend visiting? Planning a trip with my mum, looking for somewhere that's both beautiful and relaxing. Well, I would recommend Oxford. Oxford is very, very beautiful. You can go and look around. Some of the Oxford University campuses are very beautiful. A lot of the historic buildings are very beautiful. Obviously Bath is very beautiful as well. York, especially York. Actually, there was a study done by a travel agency. York in the UK is the safest place to live, a safest place to visit in the world. Not just in the UK, but in the entire world. York slightly further north. And my mum spent a good amount of time near York. York is a very, very safe place to go, and it's very beautiful, very historic. Lots to see there. So York, obviously Stonehenge. If you want to go to the West Country, Stonehenge is very nice. Incredible things happen in York. That's like... I don't know why the wording of... Not making fun of you, but the wording of that sentence was so funny to me. Incredible things happen in York. Edinburgh. Oh yeah, Edinburgh I love as well. You know the thing about Edinburgh? You would think if you went to Edinburgh... I remember when I went to Edinburgh last, it must have been in the 2018 Edinburgh Fringe Festival, around September, October time. Maybe earlier. No, August. August, yeah, in the summer. Edinburgh Fringe Festival, 2018. My God, the doors in Edinburgh are so big. I think I must have just been in the centre of town, because the doors to all that... You'd think Edinburgh was the land of giants, because all the doors were like so big. It's like if I was Moose and I walked through those doors, I wouldn't even reach the ceiling. Why do they have such big doors? Who knows? Edinburgh's my dream city to visit. Yeah, Edinburgh's beautiful. Definitely got to go to Edinburgh if you plan on going to Scotland. Listen, I feel very personally about this. If you're going to Scotland, please, 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 please find some way of going to the Scottish Highlands as well. Because Edinburgh is in the lowlands. It's like really far south, and it's beautiful. Edinburgh is beautiful. You can go to the castle. You can see all of these beautiful places. Edinburgh is lovely. But the Scottish Highlands are peppered with these mountains. And, oh my God, Loch Ness. I don't think in my life I've ever seen a landscape quite as beautiful as Loch Ness. Surrounded on all sides by these tall pines and just this beautiful, clear, crystal water. It's beautiful. Do you ever visit Germany? Yes, I've been to Germany a few times. I went to the Berlinale in 2019, the Berlin Film Festival, and I went to Cologne in 2013. I went to Gamescom in Cologne, and I played Hearthstone beta there. I played Hearthstone on one of the computers there when the beta was still closed, and that was a great experience. So yeah, I went to Cologne in Germany, but I loved Berlin. I loved the double-decker trains they have in Berlin. I loved all the films there. It's first proper film festival I went to. Have to go to Munich for no reason whatsoever. Why on earth would I go to Munich? Why would I go to Munich? Explore Asia more, yeah. I'm really interested, to be honest, with how much tourism stuff I'm seeing from there. I'm really interested in going to China, to be honest. I've seen a lot of really compelling stuff about, to me, I want to go to China because I would love to just see the cities and the infrastructure. I think that's the most interesting part about China to me, is seeing the somewhere like Chongqing, and the scope and size of those cities and the layout and all of the transport. And I just find the advancement and how kind of technologically impressive it is. I find that so incredible. But obviously you have to go and experience as much of the culture as well. Must not miss these places. Yeah, definitely. And I want to explore all kinds of places. Ever like to visit an Arabic country? Well, to be honest, I mean, similarly, I've seen how somewhere like Saudi Arabia is opening itself up to tourists quite a lot. I believe, only recently Saudi Arabia was closed to tourists, but it's way more open to it now. I'll be honest, I think the most interesting part to me is they're building that Six Flags there. They're building that Six Flags there, and I am curious. I'm curious about that Falcon's Flight ride. It does look like unbelievable to me, that ride. Like the idea of a drop on a roller coaster taking you all the way down a cliff, and then a magnetic launch that sends you over a something 600-foot camelback. I like that sounds a little crazy to me, but it goes up a mountain, right? Thought I hated roller coasters. Not anymore. Not anymore. I'm keen. I'm keen on roller coasters now. I really want to go. I really want to go to. I really want to go to Alton Towers. You know, when it reopens, I really want to go to Alton Towers. I'm so keen. I want to. You know what I want to do? When I get the chance, I want to go on the Smiler. Any of you guys know about the Smiler? The Smiler is the world record holding roller coaster with 14 loops in it. It is the world record for the most inversions in a roller coaster. There are 14 loops. And I'm really want to go on it. So there was a crash on the Smiler back in 2015. And obviously it was a disaster. But no. They closed it for a while to fix the safety stuff. There was a crash. And people had to have their legs amputated, but it was one of the... It's important to say that was due to human error that is no longer possible within the way the ride is set up. That human error that caused the crash is no longer possible and caused a worldwide reevaluation of park safety. Not just in Alton Towers, but around the world, roller coasters were changed to prevent that kind of thing from ever happening again. The thing you got to understand about roller coasters, even if one of them has an issue, they are some of the safest things that you can do. You know, some of these safe, like you're more likely to die every time you get in a car than you are from ever going on a roller coaster by like several thousand%, right? I really want to go on it because I just think like I want to conquer my fear of roller coasters completely and then go on them all because I think it'd be so fun. I've spent so much of my life terrified of getting on them, and you know, I don't want to spend any more of my life feeling afraid of that kind of thing. People are afraid of heights, but that's the thing. Alton Towers is great because, see, I'm still a little freaked out about heights on roller coasters. Like Thorpe Park has this ride called Hyperia, which is like 300 feet tall. I don't know if I could go on that. Not yet. But Alton Towers has a planning permission rule where they can't build above the tree line. So none of their rides apart from Oblivion are particularly tall. So you can, so I feel like that's why I feel like I could handle the Smiler. You know, I could handle it because it's a lot of loops, but it never goes all that high. Oblivion is the one I'm scared of. Oblivion is the drop coaster there, the dive coaster. Oh, you've been on Hyperia. Oh, Hyperia is so much fun. I want to go on it, but it's scary. It's scary. Luna, thank you for Hyperia beats Smiler. Yeah, it definitely does nowadays. I mean, Hyperia came out more than 11 years after the Smiler, but Hyperia I'm a little too scared to go because it's so tall, you know? Do you know Thailand? I'd love to go to Thailand as well. Thailand is very beautiful. Ijanaika. I've seen Ijanaika at Fuji-Q. Ijanaika is terrifying to me. Like a coaster with that much of a dive where you do like where your little seat is just spinning around. Ijanaika looks very scary. At this point, I'd be too scared to go on Fujiyama as well. Fujiyama is very tall, very scary to me. Jay, thank you for the super. A little something for me. Thank you. Angelia, thank you. Love to know if you have any favorite cities in America. I'm based in New York, though it's not really for me. The fast pace and high costs are a lot. Yeah. Although you got a cool, fancy new mayor. You got a cool, fancy new mayor who's working on working on free buses. That's pretty cool. But if I had to say, I've only been to New York. I've not been to New York too many times. But my favorite city in the US, obviously, I should give a shout out to Camden, Maine. But I love Seattle. I love Seattle very much. I really like it there. Should go to Australia. True. Got to go visit. Sunny, Ren, Marin. And Zaddy, of course. Would you visit the Balkans? No. No, of course I would. Sunny's in Japan? Oh, yeah. Everyone's moving to Japan, man. I mentioned 4 names and 3 of them are in Japan. I guess I'm going to visit Ren then. Just me and him. Down in Oz. I'll come from a land down under. Yeah, mate. Just me and the alien. Hanging out. Yeah, mate. Me and fucking Renzoto. Stick a fucking shrimp on the barbie, mate. When I go to Oz, have a barbecue with Ren, that'd be great. Bond over being the last EN members in your respective continents. I guess that's true. That's it. If you're a true blue fair dinkum fucking Aussie cunt, you'd have one of these. A fucking VB at 20 to 8 in the fucking morning. Get that up, yeah. You speak languages other than English? Sometimes, but you're gonna have to turn me into the police if I can. I speak a little bit of Nihongo when I go to Japan. I'm good at going to Konbini and asking for famichiki. Hazama, sumimasen. Famichiki hitotsu onegaishimasu. Arigatou gozaimasu. Fuku onegaishimasu. Hai. カードでいいですか？そうそう。ありがとうございました。That's about it. That's about all I got. And then when we're about to go to work, everybody stands in a circle and introduces themselves. And I say, ENライブのボクスAkuma, よろしくお願いします. And everyone goes, よろしくお願いします. And then it moves on to the next person. I go, お願いします. And then, you know. You learn a little bit. Japanese with British pronunciation. There's a little bit of it. Otsukaresama desu. I mean, I'll never forget the greatest memory of my life was doing the shower head stream. And then I do the shower head stream. Surreal. You know, like playing like sensual, sexy ASMR for a sponsored stream in front of everybody, and then I walk outside the booth, and 7 like salarymen are all there, like bowing and saying, "Otsukaresama." I was like, "Oh my god, what life am I living?" It was amazing. It was an amazing moment. I will never forget how that felt. I will never, ever, as long as I live, forget how surreal that moment was. Like, oh, congratulations on playing that audio where you role-played showering with the viewer and putting shampoo in their hair and getting a little steamy in there. It was brilliant. Oh, I thought the intimacy was very effective. I plan on learning any other languages. Someday. Yeah, someday I would like to. Guan Wo Pi Shi. All green Imperial Jade. I love the Marshmallow Lady, yeah. Oh, you hear that? I think the bus is here. But in reality, I'm seeing my mum today. She's round to have a catch up. So I'll have to leave you guys now. Then I let this run over a little bit, but it's been lovely having you around, and hope you get where you want to go. All right? Yeah. Well, I'll see you soon. Thanks for the stream. I love you. Okay. I hope I catch you out here. I hope I catch you out here another time. What happened to the ambience? You got to leave that on. Not that ambience. Yeah, the fact that some of you didn't know that it was me playing, Beef Core during Subliminal, it says a lot, alright? You know. Wallflower, thank you for the super, and Misty, thank you for the super as well. Alright, I'll see you soon. Thank you guys. Sorry I have to rush off so soon. Can't keep my lovely mum waiting. I'll see you in a bit, guys. Bye-bye.